Well, I'm delighted to be here this morning, and thank you, Chairman and fellow board members, and Jane for inviting myself and other colleagues to talk to you about what is one of the most, I think, exciting things that has happened in our local area in probably the last, well, certainly in the last couple of years. And it gives us an immense opportunity to make a huge difference to the health and social care and general health and wellbeing of people in Medway. And we actually exist for one reason, to make a difference, and we've got to add value. And one of the good things that I hope you'll be able to do today in engagement is add to that. Because if we can't add value and things are going to happen if we don't exist anyway, then there's no reason for us being here. I'd just like to ask, can you use a show of hands of those, first of all, that have heard of health and wellbeing boards in the room? That's encouraging. I won't ask those that haven't. And can also, in terms of understanding the role of health and wellbeing boards, could you just also, if you think you have a good understanding what we're about, then could you also put your hands up, please? And those that don't think they kind of know what the Health and Wellbeing Board is about, don't be embarrassed, because there's many people in the local authority who don't, including many councillors. So that's very interesting. Well, during the day, we want you to be part of shaping our strategy in the direction that we move in the future. So, where did health and wellbeing boards come from? Well, the Health and Social Care Act, which some of you may obviously be aware of, in 2012, charged all first-tier authorities, so counties and unitaries, in creating health and wellbeing boards. And we operated for 12 months in a shadow form, and then went live in April 2013. And at the same time, Public Health under Dr. Alison Barnett came back into the local authority, which gave probably one of the huge change, and one that I certainly and many colleagues across all parties absolutely celebrate. Gave us a huge opportunity to bring public health back to where it should be. So public health then could help shape the future direction of policy within the area that we all live. Excuse my cold, it's sitting around lots of young people, with lots of spots at the moment, due to a certain thing that's going on, that are breathing on me with all sorts of germs.
How you tell?
I'm told it's only a cold and not Ebola. Absolutely. So if you wish to shake hand, please do, but from the passages. So we formed, we exist, we're there. Who's on that board? And I think that's a unique thing. This is a body that crosses both the local authority and the health economy, social care economy, and the voluntary sector, in the sense that we have Health Watch, which is a statutory body that's been formed. So on here, this just gives you an idea of the current core membership. Some of you may be very familiar with that. There are some statutory members in terms of Director, Children and Adults, Health Watch, CCG and so forth. Some of the people here are also board members. They'll be speaking to you later in different forms about different things. So please, during the morning, do ask us any questions that you want. I think one of the things that we will show later, as a board, we this year will change the direction slightly, in that, as we said about adding value, one of the key functions that we see strategically, we're not commissioners, we are there to shape the strategic direction and add value to that in health and social care. We will see that we've added providers, some key providers to that, because we don't think we can shape the health and social care economy without having those people involved. So this is the motley crew, but it's actually changed there. This was on one of our activities. What we have done as a team of people is, because we come from an array of backgrounds, from clinicians to lay individuals such as Howard and myself as elected members, we have a varying level of understanding of the health and social care by the nature of our backgrounds. And one of the things that's been really important is building a common sense of direction, team spirit, and an understanding of what we're about. I must say, I think we've gone a long way, but we still have a long way to go to build on that going forward. We play a strategic leadership role, and I think I've just said that. We're not there to commission, we're not to interfere in the commissioning process. And what we have done to do that is we have to produce what's called a Joint Strategic Needs Assessment. That is revisited on an annual basis, and part of that assessment as it evolves, and you can see that online, it's a big document, it's not something I suggest you download, because it costs you a fortune in printer ink, and it's not something you would necessarily go to bed to read. But it is a very, very important document, and from that we are then able to, with stakeholder engagement, produce the joint health and wellbeing strategy. And that strategy, again, it evolves, it changes through the year. Each year we will hold stakeholder events, of which part of today is about gathering information and input from yourselves so it can inform our strategic direction for the future. I think we've made a good start in Medway. There's still a long way to go. We're still questioning where our focus is. We have our key priorities, and those will be covered by Alison shortly. But ultimately, we have to, and I apologise for repeating this, add value to the health and social care economy. We have a health and social care economy that's under pressure financially. We have a GPs, 106 approximately GP practices, of which 70 approximately are single-handed, with large numbers of retirements approaching in the coming years. If you add into that the problems at Medway Hospital, some of the leadership issues that the hospital has faced, and community health, it's a challenge that we feel we have to be part of to contribute to improve health and social care provision across the whole Medway. We don't have the answers, far from it. It's about talking to people like yourselves that can inform that process, so we can make sure we can see and we can contribute to see what we want in our GP practices, what and who goes to hospital, to get the right people in the acute hospital at the right time, to make sure that community health, the people that are in community health beds are the right people, and if they're not, they're cared for at home and have the opportunity to be at home. So we believe that that's a very, very important role and something we can contribute to. These are the new members of the board. So they are the Chief Executive of the Foundation Trust, the local medical committee representing GPs across Medway, obviously KMPT, and also Medway Community Healthcare. All of those we have to have around the table. That's my view, and it's shared by colleagues to varying degrees. Without all those people around the table, we cannot contribute, in my view, to providing or contributing to the solution that we all need to face to make sure that we've got the best possible health and social care in the community in which we live. Engaging with yourselves, we've been through the role of the health and wellbeing board. Communication and engagement, that's what about today is, and it underpins everything we do as a board. We want to be open and transparent, we want to talk to people, we want to, particularly the voluntary sector, and that's certainly where MVA, as an overarching body, play a huge role with yourselves to make sure that they inform the processes and inform the direction and the decisions that we take strategically. So inclusive and representative, and I hope that's seen by the fact that we have worked hard now to get on board some providers. We have to be mindful that we can't have everybody on a board, otherwise we become like some local authorities, some first tier authorities I should say in counties where they've got boards made up of 30 people. They don't become, they're not effective, they're not decision making bodies. So we want to be in a position where we're informed and that we can make informed decisions from listening to people but not become a cumbersome bureaucratic board. What I'd like to do now is, and more than myself explain, there's a short video which for me, I was trying to explain about 18 months ago to my 14-year-old daughter at the time and 18-year-old son, who I have to say weren't particularly interested in explanation. But I showed them this video, which I think gives a real simple picture, and quite to me it hit home and struck the chord in my heart about what health and wellbeing boards are about and why it's so important they exist. So if I can ask you to listen to that, to look at that, and then I'll be handing over to Dr. Alison Barnett, who will be taking you through the joint health and wellbeing strategy. And please enjoy the day. Thank you so much for being here. It's really appreciated. And any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you.